Drinking bottled water. Does it have some consequences? Well, let's talk this morning with Hyperbaric Centers of Texas, Dr. Al Johnson this morning. And doctor, if I'm drinking bottled water, people think, it's spring water, it's good for me. But are there some consequences to that?
There can be. It depends on what kind of plastic it's bottled in and whether it's been heated up, how much you squeeze that bottle and manipulate it to pop those little crystals off and stir it up. So what this article is, it's out of Australia, and they were looking at microplastic particles that's in bottled water and calculated how much we actually ingest over a year, which is 100,000 particles. They claim they're small enough that you can absorb them in your system. The big question is what really do they do? And they're doing further studies to figure that out.
And that's sometimes where we scratch our heads because we're just delving into something at a very preliminary level, and we don't know yet if some of these might have consequences and effects that we don't know about.
Yeah, exactly. I see patients all the time that have sensitivities to different chemical products, and plastic is a chemical product that some of them have problems with. And the safest thing to do is to drink glass bottled water and to store your water in glass bottles instead of the plastic. Now, they do have the harder plastic that gives off less particles and is safer. But even with cooking, like foods, you microwave foods in a plastic container, even though they say microwave safe, they won't melt. But heat makes the plastic a little more pliable, gives off a few more chemicals. So I should suggest everybody, take their food out of the plastic. If you're going to microwave it, put it in glass and cook it that way.
What are some of the things you do at the Hyperbaric Centers of Texas?
There, we treat all kinds of different problems that arise from damage to the body, whether it's wounds, which hospitals use to treat open diabetic wounds. We treat strokes. Strokes are treated all over the world fairly quickly after it happens to rehab the tissues that have been damaged. Glucose and oxygen are the two things that heal tissues. So whether it's strokes, that have, or you get from an automobile accident, or encephalitis, or you get brain damage from infections, or you have sports injuries, concussions. Concussions resolve fairly quickly with hyperbaric. Normally, concussions take 14 days on average to resolve their symptoms. With hyperbaric, the new studies out showing 3 to 5 hours. That's 1 hour a day of hyperbaric, and the symptoms are resolved. So it's quite amazing and gets kids back to school quicker. Headaches gone. Excellent question. Thank you.
Sounds good, and we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
That is Dr. Al Johnson from the Hyperbaric Centers of Texas. We talk about those microplastics, microscopic pieces of plastic that might end up in our bodies because of the food, beverages, and the air that we breathe even. Interesting stuff. Thank you, Doctor. It is 7:41 with Steve and Ted on KNSS.